somebody's old is not a diss. It's silly. It's not like you're doing somebody being whack or making a certain kind of music you don't like, because you can control yourself from ever doing the thing you're making fun of. You're gonna get old. Hopefully we're all gonna get old. So you can't really diss people for being old, especially people that are still involved in the game that you're in. The fact that they got 10, 15, 20 years in it and they're still relevant, you should be applauding that, not making fun of it. If you want proof of this, go ask Nelly about this in KRS-ONE and how that worked out for him. This is not punk rock where you and your 3-4 bandmates can do everything in-house, make music that your fans like, go on stage, tear it down, and then go get in fights with all the other bands and have a successful career doing that. This is hip-hop, and it's about cosigns and collaborations. And if you just diss everybody around you and refuse to work with anyone, it's not going to work. Your career is not going to work. And if you look back at the beginning of 2011, all the music media was talking about Odd Future was going to change everything. And really what they did is they released a little bit of good music that was successful in a very small, limited demographic. Now, if you look at the other side of the coin, the thing that really changed it was Rostrum Records with Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller, and they took it the complete opposite direction. They didn't burn any bridges. So what you see is, you see Wiz Khalifa making a movie with Snoop Dogg, or getting Tusher on his album, or working with Currency. You see Mac Miller getting beats from DJ Premier and being on MTV and having good relationships and getting on all the good radio shows and shout-outs on all the good blogs. And that's the way that worked for them. And what the result was, Wiz Khalifa was probably the best new artist of the year, up for Grammys, selling millions of albums. And Mac Miller had an independent album debut at #1 on the pop charts. Most people that know about Odd Future agree that Earl Sweatshirt is the show. He's the main guy. He's the driving force behind that movement. Well, if he's locked up, how far is that movement really going to go? So look way back to Capone and Noriega. They blew up. Capone was in jail. Nori was out. Nori was obviously the show. Nori was able to move that. A couple years later, St. Lunatics blew up. City Spud was in jail. Nelly was out, and Nelly was able to make that work. A couple years after that, G-Unit blows up. Tony Yayo's in jail. 50's out. 50 drives the car and makes that movement go. If 50's in jail and Tony Yayo's out, do you think G-Unit still blows up? In the summer of 2011, the Insane Clown Posse was on Adam Carolla's podcast, and they said something that makes so much sense, and it was just basically, you better dance. If you get the spotlight on you, you better have something to show those people, because you better believe there's another guy right behind you waiting to knock you out of the spotlight and get in the spotlight and dance with that crowd. And if you look at Odd Future, they got the spotlight and they couldn't really dance. I don't know if it's totally their fault, because it's what the internet does. If you look at 20 years ago, Wu-Tang Clan had a similar movement going, but by the time you were Protect Your Neck and Method Man, those guys had spent years in studios and working and perfecting their craft, and they were in their late 20s and all had record deals before. And when they got the spotlight, they were like, okay, you like Method Man? Okay, well, here's Protect Your Neck. Here's Cream. Here's Tears. Here's 36 Chambers. Meth's solo albums ready to go. ODB solo albums ready to go. We're just keep hitting them. Well, when Odd Future came out, they had this one brilliant video and brilliant song called Yonkers, and then the whole world was like, well, what's next? What's next? And there was nothing next. If you're not motivated to do something after you see what Odd Future attained in 2011, there's something wrong with you. These guys went from a very small collective of 8 or 10 kids with a small cult following on the West Coast to winning MTV awards in a matter of months, just off the strength of their work ethic, their drive, their determination, and their idea of, okay, we can make videos on our computers cheaply and our vision can be so good, we're going to make the world pay attention. We can make beats on our computer, same thing, cheap, and we can rap over them, and we can be authentic and be ourselves and be original in a way no label will let us do. It's never going to get on the radio, but we're going to exploit this internet as best we can and make people listen to us. So if you don't want to get up, get out, and get something after looking at those guys and what they did in 2011, just give up.